All right, Veer, so what you do see, is it just pure politicization? Because this process has taken place in West Bengal, in the state of Bihar as well, before West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, other states which are up for elections over the course of the next 2 years, which is primarily Tamil Nadu. You have Tamil Nadu, you have West Bengal, Assam, which is not really the entire might of the SIR will not be taking place in Assam. And then you, of course, have Kerala and Uttar Pradesh, the big one, in 2 years' time. The question that we ask, is this just pure politicization of due process, or is the work pressure real when it comes down to booth-level officers? I want to cut across to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Mr. O.P. Rawat, former CEC, Sanju Verma, BJP National Spokesperson, Tosifur, Rehman, Trinamool Congress spokesperson. I want to begin with Mr. Rawat, O.P. Rawat, former CEC. Mr. Rawat, can you encapsulate for us? It's not that this process hasn't taken place in Bihar, which was conducted by booth-level officers itself. Suddenly, you have the BLOs who are now in spotlight, where some of them suggesting that the workload is too much, the pressure is too much, certain number of suicides have been reported from across India. Do you see this pressure real, or do you think it's just being flagged and being pushed forward and politicized by parties?
Preeti, I think the pressure is real because there are many issues with the BLO. First, network doesn't work continuously, which they need for uploading, digitizing, etc. Second thing, people do not meet at home whenever they go on a round for collecting the form or for getting help for the filling up of the form. All those issues come up. And the assistance BLO should be given. Like in Madhya Pradesh, I found that this Rozgar Sahayak of Manrega, they were appointed to help the BLO in technical work because these are tech-savvy people. So they help the BLO to do the technical work, like searching for the 2003 name, polling station, serial number, etc. So that has helped, and that is working. Whereas everywhere else I find that classic approach of carrot and stick. If you finish early, we will give you some reward. If you don't, we will suspend you, we will take action. That doesn't work these days because people are very sincere. They want to work, they want to deliver. And BLO, I found in Indore that one BLO, a lady, her mother died in the morning and in the afternoon she was on the job because she knew that only 1 week is left and she has to finish the target. So they are very sincere, but when they are helpless, when they don't have the technical wherewithal, when they don't have assistance, then this kind of thing happens, and then politicization takes place because the problem is there.
All right, fair point. So you're saying the pressure is real, so is the politics. Because the pressure is being felt by the BLOs on ground, and it's exploited by certain political outfits and parties that don't want the SIR process. But Mr. Rawat, if I can ask you another question at the back of it, how is it that this process took place in the state of Bihar in a timely manner where the focus wasn't so much the BLOs at that time, it was more on deletion? So were the BLOs as pressured there in Bihar as well?
Actually, Bihar, the whole exercise took place during the rainy season when there is hardly any other work. This is working season when schools are pressurizing teachers for finishing their curriculum because the board exams will be in February, March. All those pressures are building up on them, and network issues are also coming in many areas. Like in Madhya Pradesh, I found that Bhopal and Indore networks are not available. So those things, they can't help because BLO is too small to overcome those issues. And therefore, I feel that this time in these states, pressure is real. And wherever we have resourceful officials who are helping them set up things quickly, give assistance quickly, there things are happening.
Fair point. So I want to bring in Sanju Verma into this conversation. Sanju Verma, one can easily say that all of this is just purely, the figment of imagination of political parties like the TMC and the DMK, where there is no pressure. This whole exercise was conducted very well in the state of Bihar. But you just heard Mr. O.P. Rawat, the pressure is real. It might be exploited by the political parties, but this pressure needs to be addressed. We've gone across various and spoken to, booth level officers spanning from various states, and they do say say that they're working late into the night till about 1 a.m., 2 a.m. There are no additional responsibilities that have been given or appointments that have been made that can assist in this process. So there is a real problem that needs to be addressed, Sanju Verma.
You know, Preeti, with no offense to none and with due respect to Mr. Rawat, I just want to make one thing very clear for the benefit of your audience. I will go so far as saying I'm sick and tired of this narrative. Every time before an assembly election, the constitutional machinery of the country is put in the dock. What is Mamata Banerjee saying? Election Commission should prove its transparency. Abhishek Banerjee, out on bail in recruitment scam, has the audacity to say that the Election Commission has to prove its accountability. मतलब ममता बनर्जी को accountability का spelling नहीं मालूम, अभिषेक बनर्जी को transparency का spelling नहीं मालूम, but they will question the election commissioner and the team of the EC, which is duly mandated under Article 326 of the Constitution to conduct periodic revision of voter rolls and to conduct SIR, which Supreme Court has held as legitimate, as legal, as constitutional, and the Supreme Court said, if the Election Commission will not undertake SIR, then who will? So they are well within their ambit to do what they are doing. That's my point number one. Stop demonizing an electorally, democratically sound exercise. My second point is this. What did Mamata Banerjee say today, Preeti? Amar shathe khelte gele, ama je khelate khelbo, ami je khelate khelbo, she khela, tumi amar shathe khelte gele, tumi amake dhorte pare na. তুমি আমাকে ধরতে পারবে না. Basically, she's saying the game that I will play, the khela that I will play with you, if I start doing the khela, ऐसा खेला होगा कि election commission मुझे पकड़ तक नहीं पाएगी. This was a veiled threat, and it could not have been more explicit than this. And Mamata Banerjee needs to know SIR तो होकर रहेगा, जो करना है कर लो. Your rants are not resonating with people on the ground.
All right. Okay. Sanju Verma, time is up. Well done on your Bengali there. I want to bring in the spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress into this conversation. There is a fair point, sir, because an SIR exercise was conducted in the state of Bihar. What can be brought up and what should be brought up is that, yes, that booth level officers, the BLOs, are pressured. They need help. They need extra hands. Their hours need to be regulated. They need to be assisted. They need to be assuaged, especially because a lot has moved online. Some of them are not equipped to do so. We've seen suicides at the back of it. But to make political capital at the back of these suicides or at the back of the distress faced by BLOs and try and politicize it is another story. The sheer fact Mamata Banerjee actually says that she'll shake the foundations of India if she's attacked or her people. What does that really mean, sir?
Thank you, Preeti ji. But I will just start saying that, I don't want to compare the education background of Abhishek Banerjee and the Chor Chai Wala because there is no comparison anyways. But of course, the CM is right. I mean, this is not the way to fight and win election. If you want to kill the democracy and win election, then it's different, Preeti. I mean, the last voter rectification started in 2001 and ended in 2004. It took 3 years to complete. And thank you for the gentleman who have you invited in this debate today. I mean, he was very clear whatever he wanted to say, but I understand BJP will not like it. Preeti, people are dying and scared seeing what happened in Bihar. And yet it's called constitutional. The exercise which take years to complete, the EC wants to complete in 2 months. Why? Itna dar kis baat ka? Bihar was a failure, but BJP won with the help of EC. The whole SIR happening in India is not because of infiltrators, let me tell you. It's because BJP cannot win Bengal. And to win Bengal, BJP with the help of Election Commission is here to help and torture the people of Bengal. I'm very clear what I'm saying right now. Bengal doesn't even share border with Myanmar. There are more than 6 states who share border with Bangladesh, but no SIR is happening there. 36 deaths. कोई emotion नहीं है इनके पास. BJP leaders are saying if they don't like the job, kindly leave the job. Don't cry. And absolutely, I understand their emotion because they will never understand the sentiment of our people. There's a fake video, Preeti. I'm sure you have seen, but thank God India Today fact checked. There's a fake video circulating. Infiltrators are crossing borders and going back to Bangladesh. I mean, this whole process is just like a sham. So they are going back to Bangladesh. Where is our BSF Jawan? what Amit Shah is doing. He's a failure. So आपको लगता है they are doing up and down every day from Bangladesh to Kolkata? Amit Shah and the ex-Home Minister should come forward and explain this ruckus, because this whole plot is a pothole and people are getting rampant.
Okay. So your time is up. I want to bring in former CEC O.P. Rawat once again back into this conversation. And Mr. Rawat, one needs to also somewhere down the line decipher, Mr. Rawat. For somebody who's been the former CEC, do you agree with the process and the timeline for states like West Bengal, for states like Tamil Nadu? Because, the election technically will be in April. The process has already started in late October and early November in these states. Is the process an issue, or is the fact that the booth level officers, those who are going to carry out the process, need assistance? There needs to be demarcation between the two. Or do you think the sheer process and the timeline of that process is problematic?
Actually, Election Commission has gone strictly by the law that legally, whatever timeline was required as a minimum, they have given that timeline, and therefore they are right. There is nothing wrong. Only thing is that human angle. You have to ensure that all those people who are responsible to carry out that exercise in a definite time frame, they are very well trained. Their skills are upgraded. Their resources are upgraded. And if you consider that visiting 1,200 voters in that small period to give the form, to collect the form, to upload all those things, then you have to provide some extra assistance. And whenever you find mid-course, if you are finding that these things are happening, don't close your eyes from this side. You must ensure that additional assistance of whatever kind is needed is provided to them. They will deliver, because they have been very faithful to the system and they have been delivering time and again. So I think that is what is needed.
Mr. Rawat, the fact that you're saying that, there's nothing wrong with the procedure, but the human aspect needs to be simplified, especially for those who are not equipped to handle the kind of pressure. A lot of stuff has moved online. For that, if there is a sensitization process, if there is a process of assistance, can that be built into the time frame that we're actually speaking of, which is elections in April?
Certainly, because even now there is a week's time available. The final publication is 9th December. And even now, if assistance is provided, technical capability is provided, these BLOs will deliver without any problem. There won't be any pressure on them. There won't be any hiccup before them.
All right, sir. I want to bring back Sanju Verma into this conversation. Sanju Verma, the fact is, why be so belligerent? There is a human aspect to it. There is a problem to it. Nobody's questioning the process. But for those who have to carry out the process are facing an issue. There have been suicides. One need to accept that. There are, booth level officers who are very openly saying that we don't have the wherewithal to conduct this. Assist them.
Preeti, with no offense to you, I'm surprised that today everybody is giving gyan to BJP. Sanju Verma, and this is with no offense to you. You have to accept BLOs under pressure is something that the BLOs themselves are saying. Why is Bharatiya Janata Party not willing to give a sympathetic listen to these BLOs? This is the same Darbari ecosystem when in July 2023, 41 people were butchered during the Panchayat elections in West Bengal, and the Supreme Court, mind you, two-judge bench led by Justice Manoj Mishra and D.V. Nagaratna. What did they tell Mamata Banerjee? The license to hold elections is not a license to violence. If you cannot hold free and fair elections, tell us, we will find an alternative mechanism to put in place. You are not able to conduct free and fair elections. People are not able to file their nominations. And those who filed their nominations are finished off. I'm quoting the Supreme Court ad verbatim. Then what did the Darbari ecosystem tell? Sanju Verma and the entire BJP ecosystem? Supreme Court ne bola hai, but the Trinamool Congress is saying they are innocent. Sanju Verma, why are you guys politicizing it? And let me tell you, after the 2021 assembly elections, Preeti, 12,000 people from the border districts of Bengal had to flee Hindu-dominant areas where there was widespread bloodshed. And what did Mamata Banerjee say? Nobody has been killed, nobody has been raped, nobody has been murdered, nobody has been kidnapped, nobody has been abducted. Sab kuch changasi. Believe the TMC, BJP is a party of goons. मतलब TMC दूध की धुली हुई है क्या? What Mamata Banerjee says is it the gospel truth? And by the way, अमित शाह जो कर रहे हैं ना बहुत बढ़िया कर रहे हैं. रोना धोना करना है तो करो. And never again say चौथी फेल. तुम्हारी खुद की क्या qualification है? Fake
All
lawyer.
right, ma'am, your time is up, and I fail to understand, because this happens a lot from either sides of the spectrum, where political spokespersons are concerned. When you pose a question, they become acutely defensive. Whether it is Godi media from the side of the TMC or Darbari media from the side of the BJP, questions will be asked, madam. If you're on this show, questions will be asked, and if you think it is Darbari to pick up the cause of those who are your foot soldiers on ground to conduct an expensive exercise and to stand by and ask for what their right is, it's Darbari, then you're living in La La Land, ma'am. But I'll come back to you. I want to bring back the TMC spokesperson on this. The fact is, there is something that Sanju Verma has raised also, and the question that I asked you earlier, which you refused to answer. So let me circle back to that same question, Mr. Tosifur Rehman. And that question is, for the Chief Minister of a state to come out and say that if I am attacked and my people is attacked, I'll shake the foundations of India. What does that really mean?
I'm proud of her, Preeti ji, whatever she said. Because we are not working with one people, we are not working with two people, Preeti ji. This is what, and through India Today, I want to convey my message, I want to address to the nation.
No, one second, can I hold your
BJP
clock? Can I hold your clock? I really want to understand what was the meaning of that. If I'm attacked or my people are attacked, I will shake the foundations of this nation. What does that mean, sir?
36 deaths, 6 BLO, 31 normal people are dying. There are no more, Preeti ji. You want us to roam actually in a La La Land, and we should come and say that everything is very honky-dory, everything is very fair and lovely. No, this is not a threat. This is not provocative. But if someone wants to propagate this line, it's all right. But I'm proud of my Chief Minister. Whatever she said, we are working for 12 crore people. And this is not a SIR, ma'am. This is what the BJP said. They are only bothered about election, and election. Are they bothered about infiltrators? If that would have been the case, the BSF and Amit Shah team would have been in the borders and no infiltrators would have been tendered to come inside Bengal or India whatsoever. Preeti ji, it's a very sentiment thing for us. The condition of Konnagar BLO Tapati Biswas, who suffered a cerebral stroke after days of sleepless and relentless call to submit forms, further exposes the inhuman burden created by BJP election time pressure tactics. What is all about? What's happening? है क्या ये? आप क्या करना चाहते हो? आपको बांग्लादेशी को बाहर निकालना निकालो, आपको पाकिस्तानी को मारना मारो. But why are you torturing the Bengalis? I mean, 30 plus individuals have already lost their lives since SIR began, with death linked to fear, stress, and overload. A process that once required 2-3 years. Again, please listen, everyone. A process that once required 2-3 years has been compressed into 2 months solely to satisfy the BJP's political bloody agenda, creating an unplanned and ruthless work on BLOs. This is what SIR is. This is what vote rectification is. Killing our own people, killing the citizen of India, killing Bengalis because you hate Bengalis. You are just bothered about the election. You want to win it.
Rehman, I think you're getting a bit ahead of yourself where you're saying killing. Nobody's killing anyone. Let's be a little measured. I understand that you want to attack the BJP, but be a little measured in the language that you use.
It's a kind of emotion.
No, sir, one second. Okay, I want to give the both of you 1 minute each to put your point forward. Final comment. Sanju Verma, your time starts now.
Preeti, I'm not going to get down to the TMC's language. He said the bloody BJP's agenda. Should I say the bloody TMC's agenda? No, I will not do that. But I want to say one thing to, Preeti, whose shows I come on regularly. No, madam. My favorite journalist, I am very much rooted in the ground, on the ground. I'm not living in La La Land. I never use the word Darbari media. I said Darbari ecosystem. It is the Congress's Darbari ecosystem and the Trinamool Congress, which have been demonizing the institutional machinery of this country. And I want to say one thing. I'm glad you said it. Amake aghat korle, ami shara Bharat Varsho, hiliye debo. If you touch me, I will jolt the entire nation. Is Mamata Banerjee trying to be incendiary and, ask for riots simply because SIR is being conducted? Sun lijiye, SIR Pandit Nehru ne karwaya tha, उनकी बिटिया इंदिरा गांधी ने करवाया था, इंदिरा गांधी के सुपुत्र राजीव गांधी ने करवाया था, मनमोहन सिंह ने करवाया था.
Ma'am, your time is up. 1 minute to the TMC spokesperson. Your time starts now.
Ma'am, I have a logic. I mean, who will answer? I don't know. Okay, Congress did, who did? No one died that time. Now people are dying because of SIR. And I have no complaint and I have no objection to say that yes, it is all because of Election Commission and BJP. Bangladesh and Myanmar together share borders with 8 Indian states. Yet the SIR is not being conducted there, only in Bengal. Why this selective targeting? Election जीतना है आपको, लोगों को मारकर जीतना है, भाई खुलेआम बोल दो ना. Just say this openly that we want to win election because we are not being able to satisfy the people of Bengal because they will only throw a sandal. They will not throw any votes to Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, JP Nadda or whosoever. But we will take care of Bengal. If you want to take it as a threat, no problem. If you want to take it as a concern, as a Bengali, no problem. BJP is questioning why ATC government transferred bureaucrats and other things. You need to answer why are you changing the SIR law every third day? From 9th to 24th of November, then again 2nd November.
So it's going to be a hard cut. Your time is up. I appreciate both of you for joining us. Unfortunately, for me and for our viewers, this is going to be a topic that is going to be discussed many a times over in the near future because elections are coming and the core of it, the core of the politics of it right now continues to be the SIR.